Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset as we approach the fall break. We're at week 7.
Yes.
It's game 7, and I'm with the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors, head coach Will Kriesky. How you doing, Coach?
Doing all right. Been
Well,
rough few days, but doing all right. Like you said, kids got back to work. There was no pity party out here. You got to turn the page and move on. Just like a win, you got to move on. A loss, you got to move on. Even in the tough losses, when your kids play hard, you got to move on. There's a lot of football left.
Man, we were just talking about that. You know, I drive up and hooping and hollering and getting after it. And, you know, it's another ball game on Friday night. And, I mean, you could sit and whatever. You did some personal time with the family on Saturday. That's good. Get out and try to, you know, shake it off or whatever. But at the end of the day, somewhere along Saturday afternoon, you guys started gathering up video, start talking on the phone, and we got another game, don't we?
Yes, sir. We got Siegel next Friday. They're a tough matchup. They're very athletic and move very well. So we got to get ready. We can't feel sorry for ourselves because they're not going to feel sorry for us on Friday night. They're going to be ready to come after us. So we got to do a good job and get ourselves ready to go.
We'll talk about them in just a minute. Let's rewind the I hate to do it because you know I'm the one that's posted the video, but that 17 seconds, that isn't the whole game. I mean, my goodness, I mean, so many great plays and a painted picture of patronage and great high school football in Rutherford County. You see Taylor Yancey pull a belly play on the first one, on the first score. What a beautiful run. He was wide open, rolled right into the end zone, got a Noski there, and Drew Smith. He had a game of, you know, it was trying. Neither one of you had a very good running game. You know, your two guys that we thought, you know, I was saying, well, it's going to be a running night between, Malone and Smith. That didn't occur.
Yes,
and then, you know, you had one guy, man, he had a heck of a game, both sides of the ball. And, intercepted a pass, and then special teams, and just did awesome. And C.J. Johnson, and you can't ask for any more out of him, Coach.
No.
Man, he put it on the line. Not to say that the other kids wasn't working hard. Shoot, this ain't no roadie movie. We're all working hard. But I'm just saying that kid was he was playing on a level up here. Everybody else is he's way up here when you're flying around like that and playing loose.
Yeah, CJ had a great game. He could have got. We do kind of a player of a game awards on Sundays, and he. As we talked as a staff, he could have got offense, defense, or special teams. You know, he got the offensive player of the game, you know, and he did. He played well on all eight. When he was in the game, everybody knew. And I talked to Coach Hartsfield the other day, and he said, wow. He said, I hope 25's a senior. I said, no, sir. He'll be back next year. So, actually last night at the JV game. So, but he did. He had an exceptional night. It was a big night. He showed up on the big stage. And Josh Harney, like you said, the pick six, he made a really good play, and we're really proud of him. And I thought Javon Nelson played his best game up front on the defensive line. He did a good job with his hands, keeping contained and running the football. And like you said, they had a hard time running the football lines. Drew Beam did a great job in the second half throwing the football, but, you know, they had a tough time on us in the first half.
You know, and you didn't see Drew Beam growing up like that as the game progressed, but boy, he started growing up and moving his feet.
Yes.
You know, I saw him the first couple of games. It didn't seem like he was getting his feet and getting out of it and starting to extend the play very well. Yeah. Seems like, boy, he was moving his feet a little bit better, and that's what you got to do as a quarterback. Man, you got to be ready to escape and get out, don't you?
Yeah, and he did a good job of getting outside, and he extended those plays. And when he extended those plays, it gave time for his big-time receivers to get open. You know, that one in the back of the end zone over here closest to the concession stand, I mean, that play lasted over 8 seconds. That kid got open, made a great catch, and then got 1 foot down to the back of the end zone. One more second, that kid catches the ball out of bounds. So Drew made a great throw. The young man made a great catch, was aware where he was, got his foot down, there's a touchdown. So, you know, that was big right there. Got it 10-22. Momentum started going their way. And then we got the ball, and they created a turnover, and it was downhill from there. You know, the momentum's a big thing. We had all the momentum.
You did?
3.5 quarters, you know.
You owned it.
Yeah, you know, and they started getting that momentum, and once they got it, man, they got some dudes. They got some players that can play, and they got some kids that'll go up and catch the football. And it wasn't like we were blowing coverages. We were right. Drew made great throws, and they made great catches.
And they picked on you a little bit when you got a basketball player out there, and you know, 2 years ago we thought about you had to be big and strong and fast. Technique and length and height and the ability to jump and things like that. And a basketball player, we all know that kid catches the ball a lot, and he's catching it in different types. It's shaped a little different, but when you're doing it repetitive, and you don't
he's used to catching the ball in traffic.
Yeah.
You know, when the ball's thrown at you as a receiver, you're going to have a DB all over you. I mean, you're going to have good coverage. CJ's grabbing, securing, and raking, and the kid's focus is on the ball. He's not worried about anything else, and he had great hands, great awareness. The strength of his hands was unbelievable.
Well, and you know why he knows that is he knows he's got to catch it before he can make his move and hoop.
Yes.
He cannot make the move and hoop until I get the ball,
yes,
and then I can do what I got to do. And somebody had to teach those kids, or you're not on the basketball team at playing. That's just the bottom line. Yeah. Enough of that. Chapter closed. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Siegel. Let's talk about Siegel. Traded some film. I've not seen them. I'm going to see them against Rockville, the last game of the season. Talk to me a little bit about them. Us, a team of in a season of mixed emotions. They're not having a very good year, but that's not your problem. You still have to prepare.
Yeah,
and
we
stay,
have to get ready. We have to play.
Yeah.
I think they're very athletic. They got their running game. They got kids that can get outside. They got quick kids. Julian Walton does a good job running the football. He gets the edge, and he scored like a 62-yard run against Oakland. So he can run. He can run. He does.
If they get their blocking schemes and stuff, the kid he can hurt you.
And I think Sears is a great quarterback.
They've talked about him now.
Yeah, Sears got quarterback region MVP last year. And he can throw the ball. He does a good job throwing the ball. He's got some receivers. 17. He's got some offers, some big time offers, SEC offers, and so they got some kids. They got a lot of talent.
It's just a question is, are they going to be able to put it together? And that's what scares you, just like you're saying, all of a sudden this team turns it around and you're not, you don't know if they're going to turn, you don't know who's coming.
Yeah, in the last 3 years, Siegel's played us really close. It's come down to the final play. So Siegel's always plays us really well. So our guys got to be ready and got to get after it. We got to make a statement early. If we don't make a statement early, it could be a long night for us.
Well, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Some people may, I don't think it's a daggone trap game by any means, because you come off of a game with a bad taste in your mouth. So already you're trying to get back up on the horse and get back on the winning track before the fall break. Speaking of that, and then I'll let you go. Fall break, what's kind of give the fans, Riverdale Warrior fans, what's your schedule? Because I'll be off next week, Coach, and then I'll see you the following week after that. So that'll be almost 14 days after this, So
yeah, we'll give them a few days off early on in the week. And then we'll come back in, start moving around, and start working on our next opponent. We got a tough next opponent.
We got the Battle of the Borough.
So
we'll be over at Oakland. You got to get on the road.
So we'll start.
The next 2 games are on the road for you.
Yes, sir. So we'll start getting ready for that and start getting kids, familiar with what they do. They do a lot of different stuff. So we'll come in at the end of the week and start preparing for them, and then extend that on into the following week. But they'll have the first few days off fall break, get away. I tell the coaches to get away, recharge their batteries, take some time off, and then we'll all start coming back together towards the middle of the week and get things rolling again.
We'll talk about that relationship and leave that out there, and we'll talk about all that when we get into Oakland week. That's what in Battle of the Borough. All right, kids, that's over at Siegel Star Stadium, whatever, Freedom, I can't remember what it's called.
Ken Nolan Stadium.
Ken Nolan Stadium, let's get it right. Ken Nolan Stadium over at Siegel, Riverdale Warriors. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Y'all be there.